Hi everyone, this is your chess friend here. Today we're going to be playing another quick chess game for you at 10 minutes each. This is our opponent. He's playing white, so this game I will be playing with the black pieces. So he's playing e4. I'm going to play e5. It seems he's trying to play d4, but I think that'll be just fine. Nope. It's usually a good idea if you play e4 and he doesn't play e5, then if you play e5 and he doesn't play e4, or if you play e4 and he doesn't play e5, then you should go ahead and play d5 in almost every case if he's not threatening the e-pawn, because it's just good to have the center very well claimed. I'm just going to develop my knights here. He developed his bishop, but I've defended it, so that's okay. His knight is coming to b a3. I'm going to play a6, stopping it from coming to b5, and I can later take with my bishop and ruin his queenside pawn structure, but I don't think that's correct yet. I would hope that he would somehow let me take the bishop pair, and I can convert the bishop pair into such an advantage instead of having to give it up. I don't want to give him the two bishops just yet, but if he makes it obvious that his bishops are going to be weak or that there's going to be some counterplay, I'm going to go ahead and capture on e3. Okay, he seems to be doing okay. H6 is fine here, pushing his knight to make a decision about what it wants to do. Yep, pushing his knight back is just fine. I think we're going to hold off on castling until after he castles, or at least a similar time to when he castles, because we don't want to really weaken ourselves that much. I think we can go bishop g4 though, now that he's played h4, giving us this pin now. Especially because the knight can't move away. Well, doesn't want to. Ooh, so bishop to h3. This is good for me. I can capture. He's forced to recapture with the rook, which is usually bad. And then now I can take on a3 because he won't be getting the two bishops. He'll only be getting one bishop. From here, I think it's perfectly fine to castle, but I can wait a turn maybe. Play something like maybe queen to d7. It comes with tempo on the rook, while also allowing me to kind of bring my queen out just in case I want to castle to the king's side. Okay. Queen to b3. This is a blunder. We're going to capture his rook here. He could capture here, threatening our rook and knight. But if we castle, we'll be fine here, because after we castle, our rooks are defended and he can only take a knight when I've already taken a rook. So we're just gonna castle here. Yeah, I think we'll castle here. I could maybe deliver a check now, but I can do that next move too, so it doesn't really matter. Probably gonna take the knight on c6. Yep, that's fine. No big deal. I think it's good to deliver a check, but there's really no reason to. Well, I don't see a reason to, so let's just maybe hold off on that for now. No, I think it's fine to deliver a check here. I want to deliver a check, but I don't think it's worth it, so I won't deliver a check. Let's instead try knight e4 or knight g4. I think those are better moves. We could also just focus on, shooing his queen away. No, I think we'll deliver a check. It's just good. We put some pressure on his king, forcing him to go to a weaker square, stopping him from castling. Yeah, it's fine. It's a good move. Let's play e4. No, let's not. Yeah, let's play e4, forcing the knight to come up, but more importantly, giving my queen a bit more access to the position. And from here, I think we'll start bringing more pieces into the attack if possible, but might not be too easy. Might be easier said than done. If knight to e5, we could go rook e8, trying to threaten to capture the knight. I just don't know what rook we want to move. Probably this rook. Yeah, we're going to want this rook probably on b8, threatening to come over to here. Along the b file, let's see. What does he have? It's usually good to see what your opponent's planning before they even before they know, is usually good to know what they want to play. Looks like he wants to play queen takes c6. Ooh. Not a good move. Okay, actually, I think I should deliver a check first. Yeah, I'm going to deliver a check first. There's really no reason not to. He's going to have to move the king away somewhere, which, not bad for me, but it'll waste him a move, so it's fine. Yep, king to e1. We've got some options. Here. We could capture the knight if we want to play a bit more passively with a bit more upside later. We could move knight to g4 to try to take a pawn, but that isn't a checkmate. At least I don't see a checkmate from there. So I think it's just better to capture the knight while we can. Because there's really no reason to play super risky. We just need to consolidate our better position. I think rook to d8 is fine, putting some pressure on the queen. Putting pressure on the queen. We're up the exchange in exchange for 2 pawns, so we aren't exactly up material, but I think we're going to be up material pretty soon, considering we've just got more firepower than him in the form of 2 rooks rather than his very, very weak bishop, so I think we'll be fine. Especially if we consider that his king is quite weak compared to ours. We're going to capture en passant. That's when, if a pawn moves 2 squares, you can capture it as if it moved 1. There isn't really a reason to do that. It's just fun to do. So, and then from here, we're going to offer a trade of queens. Because if we trade queens, we'll be doing very well. Yeah. He's not going to accept because he definitely shouldn't accept. Let's move queen to e4, again offering a trade of queens, but also improving the queen to defend the f-pawn. Since we're up a pawn, he might want to recapture to win it back, but that's not a very good move because we've just traded queens, and that's what we wanted to do from the start. We're going to go rook to b8, stopping bishop to b2, forcing him to develop his bishop the long way. Let's go rook to e4, threatening to take the a4 pawn, which isn't exactly super impactful, but it's nice to do. When you can win a pawn, it's good to win it. He's going to allow us to win this pawn, which wasn't a great move, but it does really put pressure on my rook. My rook's looking like it's going to be trapped soon. I'm going to go rook to b3. We've got a very nice line of pawns that we can all capture. I'm assuming bishop to d2 is coming, but well, bishop to d2 to defend the pawn, but then we can capture the a3 pawn. So I think this is going to be about game set. I think we've already won this, but there might be something I can't see. Let's look here. c4, rook takes c5. Nope, don't have to calculate it. He's not going to play it. So rook takes, rook moves away, then we can move our rooks away too. There's really no reason we have to commit to this. If we wanted to, we could trade rook for a pawn, but there's really no reason to do that, like I said. So I think we're going to go... Oh, this was a blunder because of bishop to c1. Well, I made a mistake here. I think I shouldn't have done that. Actually, it's not a blunder because I can capture, then recapture back, so that's fine. Never mind, I fixed it. So, okay, and then from here, actually I just traded rooks. This was perfect play. Not perfect play, but I didn't blunder, so that's good enough. Good enough for me. I'm expecting bishop to b2, maybe bishop to b4. Yep. Makes sense. Let's deliver a check. No, there's no reason to deliver a check. We'll just move the pawn up. I'm trying to go king g7. From here, we're going to win easily if we can trade off the pawns. If we can go rook d1, rook a1, and then a5, I think that's already winning because he can't capture, and if he moves away, we can go a4, trying to push for a win. So I think we've got this pretty much in the bag. Yep, he's gonna chase my rook over to the square that I wanted to bring it, so I don't really think that's a good idea for him, obviously. This falls into when I said the difference between gaining moves and just wasting moves, because he had no reason to play those two. We're gonna probably see king d4 here, but again, it doesn't really matter. If he captures here, that's probably his best option. But then we're gonna win one of these two pawns if he takes on d5. So this is gonna be interesting. I think we've won this though. Well, we should be winning this. Yeah, from here we've won for sure. If he moves one of these pawns, we can capture it. If he takes here, we can capture another pawn. So isn't really much to commentate from here. Just we're gonna be fine. There isn't really much he can do. Let's fork his two pawns to take one next turn. And then from here, we definitely can't lose. If anything, we can sacrifice our rook for his last pawn, and we definitely won't lose this. Let's just sacrifice the rook, because it's pretty cut and dry how to win from here. You just push all the pawns forward, push the king forward. Shouldn't be too difficult. Push into h4. Seems like most of my games end up with pawn endgames, but that's basically just because when you know how to make, when you know how to win pawn endgames like these, it's not long before you just start winning them quite easily. So let's think, how do we win this one? It looks like it's just something along the lines of pushing this pawn up with check. Okay. Yeah. And from here, if he goes here, we can push this pawn. Yep. And he's forced to run away. Not too bad. And from here, we're just going to do a simple king and queen checkmate. I'm assuming you guys know how to do that, but if not, I'll just show you the basic idea. The basic idea is that you want to make a box around the opponent's king. Oh, is this stalemate? No, this isn't stalemate. Okay, this is an easier way to do it. Two queens, or a queen and rook checkmate. Simply, you just kind of want to make a steamroller. So you go here, this queen stops him from moving forward, this queen delivers check, and then when he moves here, so basically you can do this anywhere on the board, and then when I move here, I'm stopping him from these two directions to deliver checkmate. We've hit 1103. That's not a bad rating, so it's good. Soon we'll be definitely going higher. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This was your chess friend. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with your friends. This was your chess friend. Bye.